Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. And today we are going deep into the world of data analysis.
Data analysis.
But not just any data analysis.
Right.
We are talking specifically about data analysis in Microsoft Excel.
Yes, we are.
But even more specific than that, we're going to be looking at DAX.
DAX.
Data analysis expressions.
It's a mouthful.
It is a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it's an incredibly powerful tool for anyone who wants to do some serious data crunching inside of Excel.
Absolutely. It's like this whole other level of Excel that most people don't even know exists.
Yeah, it's like you've got your regular Excel formulas and functions, which are great for like basic calculations.
Yeah.
But then you unlock DAX and it's like, whoa, I can do all this crazy stuff with my data that I never even thought was possible.
Exactly. It's like you've been using a bicycle to get around and then suddenly you got a sports car.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
So much more power and flexibility.
So today we're going to take a look at a specific DAX function that I think is really interesting. It's called ALLCROSSFILTERED.
ALLCROSSFILTERED.
Again, a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a long one.
But trust me, this function is worth getting to know.
Oh, it definitely is.
So what does ALLCROSSFILTERED actually do? Well, it's basically a way to clear all the filters that you've applied to a table in Excel.
So it's like a reset button for your filter.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's a bit more sophisticated than just like selecting clear all filters.
Yeah. There's a bit more to it than that.
Because it lets you do things like see the total sales for your entire company, even if you've got filters applied for different regions or product categories.
So you can see the big picture even when you're drilling down into specific parts of your data.
Right. And that can be super helpful for like identifying trends and making strategic decisions.
Absolutely. You might find that one region is consistently outperforming the others, or that a certain product category is driving most of your sales.
And that information might be hidden if you're only looking at your filtered data. So how does this function actually work in practice? Well, first you need to know the syntax, which is just a fancy way of saying how you write the function in Excel.
Yeah, syntax can sound scary, but it's really just the rules of the language.
Right.
And the syntax for ALLCROSSFILTERED is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's just ALLCROSSFILTERED followed by the name of the table that you want to clear the filters from, in parentheses.
So for example, if your table is called sales data, the syntax would be ALLCROSSFILTERED sales data.
That's it.
Yep, that's all there is to it.
And then Excel will show you all the data in that table without any filters applied.
Exactly.
Now, there's one important thing to note about ALLCROSSFILTERED.
Okay.
It doesn't actually return a table of data.
Right.
It just clears the filters on your existing table.
So it's not like a function that creates a new table with the filtered data.
No, it just modifies how the existing table is displayed.
Yeah, it's kind of like taking off a pair of sunglasses.
You're still looking at the same world, but now you can see everything more clearly. Now, there are some limitations to ALLCROSSFILTERED.
Okay.
One of the big ones is that it doesn't work in direct query mode.
Direct query mode.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with direct query mode?
I have. It's interesting.
So for those who don't know, direct query mode is a way to connect to a large external data source, like a database,
right,
without actually importing all of the data into Excel.
So it's a way to work with really big data sets without slowing down your spreadsheet.
Exactly. And that's great for performance, but it does come with some limitations.
Right.
And one of those limitations is that ALLCROSSFILTERED can't be used in calculated columns or row-level security rules when you're in direct query mode.
Now, calculated columns and row-level security rules, those are two more things that can sound a bit intimidating.
Yeah, they definitely sound technical.
But they're actually pretty simple concepts.
Oh.
So a calculated column is basically a column in your table that's calculated based on the values in other columns.
So for example, you could have a calculated column that calculates the profit margin for each sale based on the sale price and the cost of goods sold.
Exactly.
And a row-level security rule is a way to restrict access to certain rows in your table based on the user's credentials.
So for example, you might have a rule that says only sales managers can see the sales data for their own region.
Right, so those are calculated columns and row-level security rules.
Okay.
And the important thing to remember is that ALLCROSSFILTERED can't be used in those situations when you're in direct query mode.
Right.
But even with those limitations, ALLCROSSFILTERED is a really useful function for anyone who works with data in Excel.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great tool to have in your arsenal.
So if you're looking for a way to see the big picture of your data without having to manually clear all your filters,
Or if you want to compare your filtered data to the unfiltered view to see if there are any hidden trends,
then ALLCROSSFILTERED is definitely worth checking out.
it's a real time saver and it can help you gain some valuable insights from your data.
Absolutely. So that's ALLCROSSFILTERED.
all cross-filtered.
A powerful DAX function for clearing all filters on a table in Excel.
We hope you found this deep dive helpful and informative.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of data.
Until then, keep on analyzing.
And keep on discovering.